remember the Playboy vice president of Equatorial Guinea, Theodore Obiang? If you don't know about him, not to worry, I'm going to keep you updated, and by the end of this video, you'll know a lot more about him. But if you remember him from our previous conversation, you know that he likes to live the luxurious life, the life that people on social media pretend to be living because he's actually living it. He's the vice president of Equatorial Guinea, and he is the son of the actual president. Yeah, the actual president of Equatorial Guinea's son. So he definitely is connected, and he also is very powerful. And it is rumored that his dad wants him to be the next president when he eventually maybe passes or he no longer wants to be in office, although that's a stretch because we all know that our leaders do not want to leave office once they're in it. And his father, Theodore Obiang, has been in power for over 45 years already. You know they believe that Equatorial Guinea belongs to them. And what's unfortunate about Equatorial Guinea and what makes me really, really sad is that they are blessed beyond our imagination when it comes to natural resources. They have oil, they have natural gas, and they're also in the process of exploring gold, diamond. That land is blessed. And the beauty of it, although depending on how you look at it, it's also sad, the population of Equatorial Guinea is only 1.8 million, fam. The whole entire country is 1.8 million. In many African countries, just the capital city has over 4 million population, over 3 million. So the whole of Equatorial Guinea has 1.8 million population, but majority of the people live under the poverty line. And as I said, they're blessed with natural resources, and they have so many minerals to offer not just themselves, but the world, right? But this family has occupied the space. The president and the vice president, by the way, I believe even the minister of finance is a family member. They are all in it together, and they're running it, and they're controlling the wealth, and the wealth is going to this few people. You can't even argue because look at the lavish life that these people are living. Just the vice president, okay? Let's forget about the president. Let's forget about the family. Just the vice president. This is the kind of life he lives.
Meet one of Instagram's most famous playboys. He tours the world, driving fast cars and eating at the world's finest restaurants.
If you love tea, put your hands up.
He even gets hip-hop stars like Wyclef Jean to play at his lavish parties, posting his exploits on his Instagram account under the name Teddy Ngema. But this isn't your typical Instagram star. He's the vice president of a country.
And he's also known as the Playboy vice president because he's known to go out with famous women, this Instagram baddies that we see online. He dates reality stars from the US, and you can get the idea of what kind of life he leads, what kind of reputation he has, and how he spends his money. Like, I remember there was such a big deal when he bought a memorabilia of a Michael Jackson glove. He bought it for millions of dollars. Because he can. And you know, he just needs to take out money from public funds and just do what he wants, right? So now why are we talking about this, right? Why are we talking about the Obiangs and their family? They're recently on the news because they sued France. According to reports, Equatorial Guinea has filed ICJ case against France over seized Paris mansion. So Equatorial Guinea has launched this case against France at the top United Nations court on Friday. And Equatorial Guinea is asking the International Court of Justice to issue emergency orders against France over a building seized after the conviction of Vice President Theodore Obiang for corruption. So they're asking the ICJ to intervene basically so that France doesn't sell the mansion. The mansion that belonged to the vice president of Equatorial Guinea, our Playboy vice president. He bought that mansion. I believe the mansion is about 100 million euros. And not just that, France also seized some of his fast cars, just crazy toys that he has and he plays with whenever he travels to France, right? While his people are living under the poverty line in Equatorial Guinea. Just to put it in context and in contrast, I want you to see how his own people that he's leading, he's governing, are living.
Equatorial Guinea, going to a hospital is in fact signing your own death sentence. My sister had a complication with a pregnancy and she died at the hospital, bled to death because there was no doctor in sight.
While most of the population live in squalid conditions, Teddy splashes the cash, showing off his wealth on his Instagram account. Often using the hashtag luxury living, he reveals a life of privilege and excess. Court papers say he amassed around $300 million worldwide between 2000 and 2011, despite earning an official government salary of less than $100,000 a year.
So now they are suing France. Basically, that's the reason. He wants his mansion back, right? And here's where I'm conflicted, right? We all know France. We all know how they handle African resources, our people's money. We all know that. And we also know how Equatorial Guinea's leadership is running the country and how they're taking out money and investing it somewhere like France, right? So I'm like, which is the better evil, right? Of course, at the end of the day, France, even if they sell it, they have to cough up the money because that money belongs to the Equatorial Guinea people, the actual people, right? Because at the end of the day, although the Obiangs might believe that they will run forever now that they've run Equatorial Guinea for 45 years, it's not gonna happen, right? There's an uprising. There's something going on in Africa right now, and I don't think they can get away with it for long. So imagine this. France is trying to sell his mansion. He's mad. He doesn't want his stuff to be sold off, auctioned off. But then how do we make sure that this money that belongs to the people of Equatorial Guinea goes back to the people when these people are still running the country and they're the leaders? Because at the end of the day, even if France gives back that mansion, it's still going to be under this corrupt people, right? But then at the same time, who is France to do that, right? Who are you to do that? If it was any other circumstance, we'll be arguing, we'll be saying, hell no, no, France can't do this. But then you look at the situation and you're like, oh my God, is there even a lesser evil in this situation? But at the end of the day, as I said, that mansion, all that money that he's looted out of his country, allegedly belongs to the people. So maybe while they're going back and forth, usually cases in court take time. So while it's taking time, my hope is that these people leave office, right? And the people of Equatorial Guinea, and this is in an ideal world, get who they deserve as their leader. And then now the money can repatriate back to the country. And then they can use it properly. Use it to build infrastructure. Use it to build schools and public hospitals. But then again, all we can do is hope. But yeah, that's what Equatorial Guinea has done. And that is why they're back on the news, because they are suing France. What are your thoughts on this, fam, with the ICJ situation, with how Equatorial Guinea is suing France and how France is refusing to give back that mansion? Let me know down below. I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed. Bye.